Hello everyone, what a beautiful Saturday over here in Colorado. I hope yours is also a beautiful one. Thank you so much for being here again on our Sambafying Sessions. This is number 30. Wow, I had been doing quite a bit of this. Wow, 30 live streams already. Wow, and it's all free for you. For now. We're going to talk about it a little bit, but I hope you've been enjoying this. Say hi if you are around. Let's see a few people getting live here. Send some love here. Comment if you're here, if you hear me well and everything. From where you are actually watching this, the region, the country, Today we're going to talk about a really beautiful song. Alright, we start getting somebody here. Danielle, hello. Thank you for being here. Get some people coming in. I started right on time today, Got some stuff to cover, so let's get right down to it. Today we're gonna be covering a beautiful Dave Brubeck song, In Your Own Sweet Way. I'm sure most of you know this song. I played this song quite a bit. It's a beautiful standard, kind of a medium swing, but people play as a ballad. I thought it would be a good opportunity to see what we can do with that tune into the Brazilian realm. And it seems that a slow bossa type of thing is very fitting for this particular material. So I think that's where we're gonna go with it today. And let's get right down into it. Let's get to take a look into the chart. As you can see, this is the real book 1 version. So for those who don't know this tune, this is how it goes. That part there, E flat, Dorian, kind of a little tag at the end. Some people play that as a A flat, sus, I'm one of them. And then you get into the tune, right? So that's the tune. We got some people in. Hey Ken, thanks for being here. Good day. Thank you for sharing your talent and love of life, for inspired to master, improve, and develop. Yes, thank you so much, Ken. It's a pleasure to be here sharing music with you all, and welcome. And it's going to be a great stream today. We also got Julian. Good morning, my friend, in Switzerland. Julian is a member of the Brazilian Guitar Institute, and he's in Switzerland. So thanks for being here, my friend. Yeah, so that's the tune, as most of you know. There is a lot we can do here, but that tune has a particular trait that it's not the easiest to port to a Brazilian thing because it has so many chords, we need some time to get these chords to blossom in a way. We need some time with them. So the melody just goes on, but there's so many chords around, and it makes it a little harder to do stuff. You know, if I want to do, I know I can do that. But I was thinking more of a slow bossa thing, you know. Something like that. But you see that you don't have enough time on a chord to go through the cycle that I talk about, the 2-4-1-2, like this cycle of 2 bars that bossa nova and samba kind of like, you know, are tied to in a way, you know. You know, it's rougher if you have. Chords going on, but it's not impossible, and I do talk about a little bit about that in all my products, in all my programs, basically, from the basic one, and I'm finally going to lay it out a little bit of the material that I have available, because I keep talking about the Brazilian Guitar Institute, which is the flagship program, but I have a few other things for folks who we're looking for something more affordable, and I'm about to announce a little bit of a Black Friday thing. If you want to jump in and learn from me, there's going to be something coming up in the next days. But I talk about this a lot in the Learn Bossa Nova and Samba on Guitar, in the Art of Brazilian Guitar, and in the Brazilian Guitar Institute. When you talk about Bossa Nova specifically, and it goes for Samba as well, I talk about the cycle of 2 bars and that this music unfolds, you know, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then I kind of basically talk about different scenarios where you have one chord that spans through the whole cycle of 2 bars. So we have one chord like 1, 2, 1, 2, you know, one chord per cycle, and then I show scenarios where you have 2 chords per cycle, which means 1 chord per bar, you know, and that's a different way of maneuver the groove, you know, like. Cycle 2 bars, but I have 1 bar per cycle, and that's very important in playing this music. That's how the music unfolds. But you also have a scenario, a third scenario that I also cover, when you have 4 chords per cycle, and that means 2 chords per bar, right? In the span of 2 bars, which is a cycle of 2 bars, 2 chords per bar. So you have 4 chords on the whole cycle. And the example that I usually quote is what you find in the Girl from Ipanema. We talked about the Girl from Ipanema here not long ago, when you have 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 1. This turn around, as Jobim does, you know. Here. So this is a third scenario where you have 4 chords on the span of the whole cycle. So 2 chords per bar in the span of 2 bars. So the thing with this particular song for us to play, you know, let me put that PDF again, is that by design, it does have a lot of chords. So we have to kind of appeal to that third scenario of playing 2 chords per bar, 4 bars per cycle. right? If you think about this, instead of 4/4, if you think as 2/2, like a cut time, you would see those two chords there. But you can think of 2/4 and then make a cut in between these bars and make each one a bar. So however you want to see it. But I have 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So you see, like the whole part, the whole section has basically must appeal to that third scenario, which I have to jiggle a lot of chords. So that's not something super like idiomatic of the style with so many chords, and you gotta put the melody in there. But it is possible, as I'm showing, and I'm going to show more, to have more chords into that. But you gotta fit the groove, you gotta adapt a little bit. But the groove stands. There's still the main idea of having that particular figure going on, like in so it is possible to do that. So what else can we do with this? As far as the groove, that's what we do. It's not hard to actually convert the rhythm of this thing into the samba and the bossa nova thing. Again, the syncopation figure, right? The 16/8/16 note is valid here. You can just basically put a bar, making this 1 bar 4/4 into 2 bars of 2/4. So then you end. So then the figure is easy to see. That beginning, 1 and 2, which is swung in here. If you put a 16 note rest and the next note and the last note being a 16, so we have 1 and 2, bing, bong, ding, dong. All these anticipations is already there. So just convert that 2/8 notes into 16/8/16, and that one that ties is a 16. So 16/8/16. So we have 1 and 2. So all these anticipations, all these ties, they play in our favor. They're already kind of really on the way for us to play. You just have to substitute the 2/8 notes for 16/8/16. That's the syncopation figure I talk about all the time. And then you kind of set to play that, ding, ding, bang. And then on the bridge, that you can play big, big, like always anticipating with the tie. Right? Instead of playing like this, like then you get that. So as far as the overall rhythm of the melody, the schematics, the foundation, the framework is not hard to convert into this. What's gonna happen when we try to play, though, is that the whole thing I just talked about, the whole spiel about 4 chords per cycle that you can play in bossa nova. Yes, you can. There is a problem, though. If you start to put the melody now in the game, it's a whole different game now, because the melody is not super fitting into 4 bars, 4 chords per cycle. Like in the Groove from Ipanema, when I try to show that, that melody is just resting, it's just long. So there's enough time for this chorus to unfold. And then I can play that whole cycle for the 4 chords per cycle thing. With this though, first is a constant sequence of 2 chords per bar, 4 chords per cycle, and I have the melody to play. So it's really hard to keep that framework, you know. And when that happens, again, we resort to something that I already taught here in past streams. We're gonna resort to the choro kind of language, you know. That's when you put that figure in the groove, the syncopation figure. If you put that in, then it's easy to play. It's possible. Like you see, then it becomes possible to play. You gotta put that choro thing, which is again a sequence of 60 notes. And you connect the 2 in the middle, and then you get that figure. But that grid has to be sort of underneath. That's the 16 note grid I talk about literally every day, every hour of my life, right? To get you to understand. That's the pandeiro, the English, the tambourine, you know. You know the dust that I call here. If you have that ingrained in your groove, you're set. Then you can play a lot of melodies, either syncopate, they have like ties, or they kind of go to the downbeat. You can play them all. And in this case, I am resorting to that particular groove and that particular tool, that device, because my melody is okay, I can do it, but it's just so many chords, just chords. So I will lose my foundation as far as the groove. So I have to resort to that choro thing to be able to play all these chords and the melody, you know. See? Then I can do it. That's pretty much it as far as the rhythmic framework in which you should play. And I will come back to it here when I'm playing the whole full arrangement thing. And then we can go to other stuff too. But this is not a really awesome key to play Brazilian guitar, this kind of style, you know. The range doesn't help. There's a lot of low notes here, you know. Here it starts to get really rough. Here, I'm already like this note here. It's really hard. There's moments when I literally only have the bass and the melody to play, so there's not a lot of. So I have to, like, you know, result to changing octaves there, you know. So that's not a really fun register to play with, you know. Pardal, how's it going? Como é que vai, meu amigo? Pardal's a good friend in Germany. Thanks for joining us, my friend. So the key, right? The key, this thing is not super awesome to play solo guitar. So now going a little bit to the second part of the string, the harmony. That's not a good key to play solo guitar and things like that. So what I did is obviously try to change the keys. And this morning I was messing up a little bit with the tune, and I decided to play in a different key. So if we what key is this thing? Like the real book, if you have the E flat minor, I wouldn't call it as E minor. I would say it's B flat major. But if you think this thing is E flat minor, which I don't think it is, because it's the last chord, I am going to play A flat, B flat. So it's gonna be like a fifth up from what it is, or a fourth down. If you think this is B flat major, the key, then I will play an F major. So just a basic transposition. Like if you start here, we're gonna start. That's a little bit more manageable to play the melody with the chords and everything. That's why I decided to change keys. And we change keys all the time, right? Especially because these damn keys are always like saxophone, tenor keys, E flat, alto saxophone keys. Bringing that to guitar key, Brazilian guitar key, is always refreshing and gives you more ideas and things like that. I talked about this before, but if we are playing a different key, that's how this will sound. A lot of people play like the 5 sus here. Which will be E flat sus. That's what I'm going to play when I play later. E flat sus instead of B flat minor. They both work. So that's how it sounds and kind of feel in a new key. And I did that because it would be easier to play the melody and the chord and the whole shebang, right? So it would be easy for us to do that. A few things about this tune that are really cool in the melody that suggest a few tweaks in the harmony that you can do. So go back to the original key, right? I'll put the thing again here. Look to you have a C flat major, right? AKA B major. And then you have, on the second system there, you have a D flat major, C flat major, here, C minor 7, flat 5, half diminished. The flat 5 is G flat, but the melody is A flat. So the melody is suggesting us a nice, like a cool, G sharp. If you would think intervallic, it would be a 4, like a sharp 5, instead of a flat 5, right? G flat versus G sharp, which is A flat there in the melody, G sharp. If you think this as a chord, because the melody is suggesting that, right? The chord says half diminished minor 7 flat 5, but the melody suggests this. Then you get into this really cool sort of fourth quartal territory, because you get. So if you didn't know that, the minor 7 flat 5 is a cousin of the minor 7 sharp 5, so you can use both. You can go between both, they're interchangeable. So it's really cool to use that. A good example is, let's say, how insensitive, when you have B minor Chopin, how insensitive. That chord, some people play E major over G sharp. I like to think of this, people play like that. That can be a E major over G sharp, the ninth. But if you think like this as a sharp 5, then that's the cousin of the half diminished, the minor 7 flat 5. So in this chord of how insensitive, so when you're soloing, for instance, people will be kind of going to like E major here, but if you take that in consideration, this chord is the cousin of the flat 5, so you can think here of this chord as a half diminished, like minor 7 flat 5. So you can think of a G sharp minor 7 flat 5, so which means you can do all kinds of colors here. Instead of a, you can go like that, so back to our chord there in this chord. Instead of flat 5, I can use a sharp 5. So a cool thing about that melody that gives us this chord, which is pretty cool. Hey, my friend, another member of the BGI in the house. Thank you for being here, my friend. So you got that, right? In the new key that we are operating will be. Here we go. The chart would say G minor 7 flat 5, but the melody is giving you this cool sharp 5 solution. And then of course you have, following up there, a major 7 sharp 11 in there, right? In the melody, right? In the original key, you can see that here, right? Right, the first pass there, number 1, wrote as F flat, right? AKA E, right? Over the B flat major 7, right? The classic Lydian sound, right? So that's built into the melody. If we're back to our new key, so our F major, right, will be with the sharp 11. You can even put the 9 on top. That's a cool thing there that happens. Yeah, as far as the harmony, there's so many chords and so many things there that here's the trick, right? Is to get rid of all those movements and be a little more chromatic, right? Just voice lead the bass. I showed that trick here before on Bye Bye Blackbird. Bye Bye Blackbird, when you have so many chords and all these jumps, the jumps of fifth and so on and so forth. The sort of the antidote, sort of the different thing, the opposite thing you can do is actually just keep the bass as voice led as possible. One thing that I do here that I'll show now, another harmonic trick you can do. It will start with a trick I show on a few streams ago too, which is also by Blackbird. When you do a minor minor chord, minor 9 chord, half step from the chord that you play, right? On this case here, let's say here, right? I'm going to, if you are in B flat, if you are in F, it's the 5 of the 6, right? A7, go here. So we got to the 6th chord if you are in F, right? That melody here, minor third. The trick I showed before is I can put the minor chord there with that note on top. There would be the 9th of the chord. So I can go. So what I can do here is in the harmony I have D minor, G7, that's a 2-5 to the C, right? It can be, if this is in F major, this would be the 2-5 or the 5, right? But, I don't know if we talked much about this here before, but substitute dominance in the jazz lingo, aka Triton sub, right? I can do, instead of playing this chord, I can get from, instead of getting into G minor through a 2-5 here, I can go from to a 2-5 substitute thing. So we can get into this with more detail later. I talked this in the institute before, not on the live streams, but what I'm kind of doing this here is that. So I'm doing like a 2-5 substitute to G minor, and I'm using that note to get there. And then I'm back. So instead of using, I'm using, just creating a different alternate progression there, which is cool. So I can use that there, just showed you. But another thing I talked about in the Bye Bye Blackbird stream, you can go back and rewatch that, is whenever I have a 2, I have a 5. And what that means, it means that any 2 chord, minor 7, 9th, whatever, I can use the 5 of that sequence, the suspended version. I have basically the same chord, just change the bass. So if I have this, I also have this, right? So that's basically the same chord, just change the bass. So that's what I'm going to use here to create this chromatic progression of sus chords, 2 sus chords. So instead of doing, which I'm trying to get rid of, right? Get rid of all these jumps. So what I can do is, and I can resolve the 4th into the 3rd in all those quizzes. I can go, which is cool. In the groove, I can go 1, so I can do all that. Isn't that cool? This is a trick that I use quite a bit, and hopefully you can use that too. So this is the trick, right? You put, man, my windows are getting away from me here. All right. So I have all these jumps. I have. So now my bass, instead of it's just so way more optimized, if you will. So that's a thing of doing something different. Then again I can use that's a 2-5 to D flat major, so I can go I can keep the bass there like a pedal, and that connects well with that G. Cool. And then instead of leading into the C, which is still that fifth jump that I'm trying to avoid, I can substitute that chord for that chord, G flat. And then I get, so what I do have here is what I wanted. I got like a chromatic bass going down, which is a trick I have been showing for the last 2 streams. That's a trick you can use there. Use of the sus kind of pedal thing, sus chords and things like that. So this is a little antidote to get rid of this, jumps, right? Right, all that. So then the sequence would be like this. So it's really cool, right? I would use this at the end after the bridge. That's how I personally use, because after the bridge we kind of lead into that chord, in the key, original key, that will be kind of down the page there, right? Not here, down the page, right here, that E flat Dorian thing there, which can be also A flat sus. In our key, there will be B flat minor, or I can use E flat sus, which is what I told you I'm gonna use. And I am kind of close from there, from F. So what if I just put a chord to connect and then get there too? So I have a super cool bass line. E flat. So let's think about that. So when I'm here, you gotta go here. So after that F, I'm gonna put, my guitar is getting out of tune. I gotta use a E7 to get to E flat sus. So after I tune my guitar again, I'll show you that. So check it out. Getting out the bridge. Nice. So you got now we got a fully descending chromatic bass. In this case, I got the 7th string to play the A flat. So really cool. I like this vibe here. So that's what you can do here in this tune as far as harmony. You can go, do more crazy stuff, but this is pretty good already, because this song has so many chords, already. And I think the personal challenge for me, is to decompress the chords and spread them out, and using this kind of a chromatic bass, voice-led basses. I think it's a good contrast from the like that kind of thing. So if I just was this kind of thing, I like that kind of movement a lot. One thing I do here, just a tiny thing to keep the bass on the 6th string, is when I do gotta go to G minor, but technically I gotta go to C7 and then go to F, right? To keep everything still kind of like trying to connect the basses. This C7, I usually keep the bass on G. There will be a C7 over G, so I can keep the bass to G, so I can keep connecting the bass, right? And then again, and then after that, the next phrase I have that sequence of. Then I have my longest one. So that is what I have for harmony in this song as far as trick. Before we jump into the next part, just a reminder that if you like to learn this kind of stuff with me, you have a few ways to do it. One of the easiest way you can do is to join our community, the Contemporary Brazilian Guitar Community, and you can get to this address, gocollab.com/Brazilian Guitar. Collab with a K and 2 L's, collab.com/Brazilian Guitar. This is called the Contemporary Brazilian Guitar. And that community is being super overhauled right now. If you're in the community, you can see there change a bunch of things. There is tons of content. There is a great list of topics. There's tons of videos there with PDFs and exercise, and it's all free for now. So if you want to be there for free, get in now, because maybe there will be some changes coming up soon. It is a great community. Now there's a system of points and rankings there. You have different levels now, all in place. So if you interact more, if you take the lessons, if you comment on the post, you will get points, and that will upgrade you to different levels, and you'll be unlocking new things that only people on that level will get. So I'm putting together, I have level 2 already figured out, the sort of the gift, and there will be a lot of new things, including like, a call with me, a mini lesson with me and stuff like that. So if you like to learn, you can go there. I also have the Brazilian Guitar Institute, my flagship program here. It's a 1-year program that work directly with me. I have 2 members here of the BGI here on the stream. We meet every week, and then we have videos, and then we have a great community where you can post your videos. I can comment, you have all kinds of feedbacks from me if you post videos and things like that. So if you want to join, want to know more about it, click here, because you have to get a call with me to get audition and see if you're a good fit for our program, because it's a more hefty program. And the other thing you can do to get in touch with me is just book a call and talk to me. If you go to Brazilian Guitar Talk, you can definitely just be in a Zoom chat with me. So I can help you with your plans, your practice stuff, and what you're working on. It's all free. Of course, we can talk about the programs and things like that I offer, but it can just be a friendly call on Zoom. So you can also book that call here with me. Right? And I got a new message, important thing. Not 2 members, 3 members, because Mark is also here. Great to see you, Mark. I thought you were not here, but you were here. So 3 members of the BGI are here on this stream, which makes me really happy. So those are things you have now to learn from me, and I am going to announce something soon for the holidays, for the Black Friday. I know folks are trying to get something a little more affordable without the 1-year commitment. I will have something for you soon for this holiday season, and hopefully you get to be part of the team as well, part of the group, So I'm excited about that. We have more people here. Alexandre, obrigado. Você tá aqui. Obrigado. So let's move to part 3 of our stream, which is the soloing, right? As we change key, right, we are now in F major or B flat minor, whatever you want to call from, whatever you want to see this key of this tune. I did again record a little passage, a little chorus of this thing, so I can show a little bit of the soloing, right? And just to let you know what did I change from the form of this song, right? Nothing changed. Nothing changed. Then the bridge. At the end, after the bridge, that's when I put all the stuff I just showed you. That pedal thing, the sus. So the ending, the last A after the bridge, I am gonna play like this. So all the chromatic pedal thing to solo over, right? So that's what you're gonna hear. And I made a chorus kind of really on the slow bossa vibe that I was telling you about. So that's, you know, that's how I'm playing. It's like slow bossa. That's what I'm gonna solo on, right? So let's go to it, and then I'll show a little bit of the sounds and scales and things like that I'm using. So let's do a pass, and hopefully this will be fine and my computer's not gonna crash. We'll see. Oh, important thing before we start also, I am starting on that particular vamp chord. So instead of starting on the form of the tune, I'm starting on thing from the ending. I'm starting with that, and then I'm starting the song, and then I end with that too. With some bass stuff, and I'm kind of doubling that and that amount at the end on this pedal. So you know what the form of the thing is. Interlude, one chord thing, E flat sus, tune A, repeat, bridge. And then on the last A, all those changes with the sus and stuff, and then back to this kind of tag at the end. E flat, double the amount, and then I end there. So you know. All right, let's try this thing. that was it. You could see that I did try to make through those changes I was showing you. As far as the sounds and scales and things like that, right? So the first thing we have is a 2/5 to D minor, right? So I was just kind of hopping on that train. I did go through E half diminished thing. I did melodic minor here. G minor, melodic minor, or Locrian 9 here, Locrian 2, and then got to D minor, right? Then 2/5 to F major, right? And then I have to also work on another 2/5. Right, we're going to D flat major. So I was in D flat major here. And then we go to G flat major. I kept myself at D flat major because if I play, I'll be playing G flat Lydian, so I just kept the same D flat, which is great. And then here, that's the chord where you think of a half diminished there, right? A minor 7 flat 5. That, and then a 2/5 to F major, but I was working on landing at a Lydian thing. I'm thinking of F major here, right? But then I accented that Lydian sound on the F major, just because it's the melody and school sound. Cool, then repeat that. Then we got to the bridge, which is not a bunch of 2/5s. Right? Then I'm in A major now, right? Easy peasy, right? In A major. Then we move to G major. Easy peasy. Go to G major. And now we have that little 2/5 chromatic thing on the tune. It's on the tune, right? B flat minor, and then E flat 7, and then A minor and D7. So I just kind of tagged along with, B flat Dorian, on this, and then A Dorian. That's what I did. And then we got to the sus kind of pedally bass chromatic thing that I was doing. And then we got like a sus, like 13, with everything. This is actually really straightforward. It was just a mixolydian thing. I was just thinking of A mixolydian or D major. And then move that down to A flat mixolydian or D flat major. Right? And then we go to that 2/5 of F major, and I went there, just F major. Did that. Just to play the 5 with the bass of the 5th, but I was thinking F major. And then we got again to that cool part, and that's the most tricky part. So we are in theory going a 2/5 to D flat major, and I was just using a sus 5 pedal. So here again I was thinking of D flat major, and I landed in D flat major, but I kept the pedal here, so I kept D flat major going on, right? And then back to that G minor 7 flat 5, right? In this case I'm using the sharp 5, but I'm thinking of that. And now I put that G flat sus there. that's when I had to adjust. I'm thinking of, G flat mixolydian, F sharp mixolydian, or B major, C flat major, or B major here, right? Right, and then arriving at the F Lydian. So here, but then there was a tricky chord there. Let's knock that E7 sharp 5 or flat 13 there. So I had to acknowledge that chord a little bit, and I tried to do that. I think I did. And then we got to the E flat sus, and then it was just like a mixolydian fest there, right? I'm just thinking of E flat mixolydian or A flat all the way. I did a little bit of a chromatic thing here at some point, which you can just kind of like move things around a little bit. That's what I did at some point there, like a chromatic idea. I just play through the chord and then went up and then went back, just a tiny bit outside thing. So see, and then came back. So I did a little bit of that in there, little spice in there, just a little paprika, right? But basically that's what I did there. That tricky part, and then that's the tricky part. So this is what's going on there as far as soloing. So yeah, before we head into the last portion of our live stream, which will be me kind of assembling the guitar version solo Sambafy thing. If you have any questions before I go on, please put them here right now before I start playing, and then say hi for the next one. Again, go to the community. I got an overhaul there. There's a bunch of cool stuff in there, a system of levels and everything, with some rewards. Access from here, gocollab/Brazilian Guitar. If you're interested in our flagship program, the BGI, the link is here. You can know everything about it on the address brazilianguitaristry.com. You book a call and talk to me. We have a little chat, see if you're a good fit for the program, and get you in. It's a really awesome program. We got members here that can tell their experience with it. Or if you just want to a quick chat with me to see where you are, just don't feel shy. Call me, BrazilianGuitarTalk.com. Set up a call with me so we can, chat and see where you are, see what your plans. Don't be afraid to do so. And I will be announcing soon some Black Friday holiday stuff with more affordable options to have access to my materials. So if you're interested, and I don't have the long commitment of the BGI program, or I have a few courses that have more of a sort of do-it-yourself version of what I do. And I'll be making them available, relaunching them this holiday, and I'm super excited to present that to you. So I hope you all jump into this thing and get a little knack of my teachings and what I'm been presenting. So leave your more questions if you have. Daniel, thank you. Merci beaucoup, Danielle. Thank you so much. And let's go for the fully Sambafy version. I am gonna try to start in this new key that we are playing, and eventually I will try. I'm not promising it might fail, but I'm gonna try to go back to the original key at some point and then go back to the new key. Let's see if I can do that. I will try. So here we go. All right. Really sweet song in your own sweet way. I tried to go from one key to another. I went to the original one at some point and then came back quickly to the other one. And at the end, I ended on the end of the new key and then went to the old key sus and then went back to it, back and forth. So I tried. Not a super awesome Wendy, but we'll take that for today. Merci, Danielle. Thank you so much for being here with me. Again, all those addresses, all those links that I send, get in touch with me. And I'm doing something cool for this holiday, so I hope you can jump on and get access to my teachings if you like to learn what I teach. I'll make more stuff available soon. So be in touch. Have a great weekend, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day.